A blessed day to all, most especially to our learners, parents, and my co-teachers. And of course, to all our friends and subscribers to our YouTube channel. Again po, this is Jerome L. Abrigana at your service. Here it is. Welcome to another episode of our math tutorial sessions. In this video, we will discuss how to divide fractions in the form of a over b divided by c over d. And of course, we'll divide fractions involving whole numbers and mixed numbers. Hope you will be with me in my discussion until the end. Okay, let's begin. Let me share my presentation. We will talk about dividing fractions. We have three tasks here. The first is to divide fraction by another fraction in the form of a over b divided by c over d. Second task is to divide fraction by a whole number and vice versa. The third task is to divide a fraction by a mixed number or mixed number by another mixed number. Are you ready? So here, let's begin with our first task. How to divide fractions. Meaning, we're going to divide fractions in the form of a over b divided by c over d. Example, 3/5 divided by 1/2. How we're going to solve that one? First, get the reciprocal of the divisor. The divisor is 1/2. So how to get the reciprocal of 1/2? You simply invert. So look at here. 1/2, the reciprocal is 2 over 1. We just invert. And then change the division sign into multiplication sign. So we can proceed with multiplying the numerators and then multiplying the denominators. So 3 times 2, that is equal to 6. And 5 times 1 equals 5. But consider the fraction, 6/5. That is not, or it is an improper fraction. So we need to change that one into a mixed number. We simply divide 6 divided by 5. So what is 6 divided by 5? That is 1. And of course, there is a remainder, which is 1 also. So our whole number is 1, that is the quotient. The remainder, which is 1, is our numerator, and the divisor, which is 5, is our denominator. And therefore, we get the answer, which is 1 and 1/5. And then let's proceed to example number 2. 9/10 divided by 4/5. Here, let us solve. Get the reciprocal of the divisor, invert 4/5, that is 5/4. And change the division sign into multiplication sign. Multiply. But look at, we can cross cancel 10 and 5, right? The GCF of 10 and 5 is 5. So we are going to divide 10 and 5, or 5 and 10 with the GCF. 5 divided by 5 equals 1, while 10 divided by 5 equals 2. Then we will multiply. 9 times 1, that is equal to 9. And 2 times 4 is equal to 8. So the result is 9/8. But still, it is an improper fraction. So we change that to a mixed number. 9 divided by 8 equals 1. Then the remainder is 1, that is the numerator here. Then copy the denominator, which is 8. This 1 and 1/8. Here guys, do not be confused. I just want to show how to solve expression number 2, which is 9/10 divided by 4/5. Without going through cross cancellation technique. So the same, get the reciprocal of the divisors. Our 4/5 becomes 5/4. And our division sign we will change that 1 into multiplication sign. So our new expression is 9/10 times 5/4. So without going through cross-cancellation method, we will simply multiply directly our numerators as well as our denominators. So 9 times 5, that is 45. 10 times 4, that is 40. But look at our fraction. 45 over 40 is not yet in lowest term. So we need that one to reduce to lowest term. What is the GCF of 45 and 40? Here with the GCF is 5, so we will use that one. 45 divided by 5 equals 9, and 40 divided by 5 equals 8. So the result here is 9/8. But that's not yet in the lowest term, so we will consider that one as not our final answer. Change it first to a mixed number. So 9/8, when you change that one into a mixed number, so the answer is 1 and 1/8. Still, you get or you derive the same answer. So let's take note of the steps. How to divide fractions in the form of A over B divided by C over D. Here, invert the divisor, meaning get the reciprocal. Change the division sign to a multiplication sign. Cross cancel if you can. And multiply the numerators. And multiply the denominators also. Always take note to express your answer in lowest term. Okay, let's have task B. How to divide fractions and whole numbers. So this is something different from the first task because here we involve whole numbers as we divide fractions. Example, divide 3 by 2/3. So that is simply 3 divided by 2/3. Or step 1, take note of this, write the whole number as a fraction. So the whole number is 3. So we will make that into a fraction. So we simply use 1 as our denominator. So we got 3 over 1. In the next step, invert or get the reciprocal of the divisor. So we'll invert divisor, 2/3 there, that becomes 3/2. Then change the division sign into a multiplication sign. So that 1. Then multiply the numerators and the denominators. So multiply 3 times 3 equals 9. Then 1 times 2 equals 2. So we have here 9/2. That is an improper fraction. So what are we going to do with that? Write the improper fraction as a mixed number. That is equal to 4 and 1/2. Another example. Divide 3/8 by 6. Our divisor here is our whole number. Earlier, the dividend is the whole number. But still, we are going to follow the same steps. Step 1, write the whole number as a fraction. So that becomes 3/8 divided by 6. So we express 6 as a fraction. That is 6 over 1. We simply use 1 as our denominator. Then, step 2, invert or get the reciprocal of the divisor and change the division sign to a multiplication sign. In step 3, cross cancel if you can. Try to look at. That is 3/8. We invert 6 over 1, that becomes 1/6. And take note of our operation symbol from division. We will change that to multiplication. So now, 3/8 times 1/6. Can we cross cancel? Yes, we can. In these numbers, 3 and 6. So 3 divided by the GCF of 3 and 6 is 3. So 3 divided by 3 equals 1. And then 6 divided by 3 also, that is equal to 2. So what is left there is 1 times 1 in our numerator part. And then in the denominator part, we have here 8 times 2. So let us solve. 1 times 1 equals 1. And then 8 times 2 equals 16. So our answer there is 1 over 16. So what are the steps in dividing fractions on whole numbers? Okay, we need to consider we cannot directly divide fractions and whole numbers. We need to write the whole number as a fraction. Then we will proceed the steps in dividing fractions the same with the fractions in task A. In step 3, change the division sign to a multiplication sign. Cross cancel if you can, then multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. Always take note to express your answer in lowest term. And here we come to our third task, which is to divide fractions involving mixed numbers. Example, divide 4 and 5/7 by 1/3. Take note, we already have mixed number here. And what is that? Our mixed number is 4 and 5/7. Can we divide it directly? The answer is no. We need to rename the mixed number into an improper fraction, then apply the steps in dividing fractions. So here, we have 4 and 5/7 divided by 1/3. So how to rename the mixed number into an improper fraction? So, we have here 4 and 5/7, so simply multiply 7 times 4, that is equal to 28. Then we will add the numerator, so that is 28 plus 5 equals 33, and then copy the denominator. So that is 33 over 7 times, because we are going to apply the steps in dividing fractions here. So our 1/3, so we get the reciprocal, that is 3 over 1. Then change the division sign to multiplication sign. And what's next? We are going to multiply the numerators and the denominators, right? So we have here 33. 33 times 3 equals 99. Are we correct? Yes. 7 times 1 equals 7. So we got the answer 99 over 7, which is obviously an improper fraction. Express your answer in lowest term, and it's already in lowest term. Then change mixed fraction. Change to mixed fraction if applicable. So to change that improper fraction to mixed number, let us study these steps. So we simply divide 99 here, 99, that becomes our dividend, and 7 is our divisor. So let me draw a line here, that is our 99. And then the divisor is our denominator, it is 7. Okay. So proceed to division of whole numbers. 99 divided by 7. So we have 9 divided by 7 equals 1 here. Then 1 times 7, that is 7. Subtract 2, that's 29 because we bring down 9. 29 divided by 7 equals 4. 4 times 7 equals 28. Subtract. 29 minus 28 equals 1. So we will end up here. So we got the result 14. This is our quotient. 14 will become our whole number. And then 1, which is the remainder, will become the numerator. And then the divisor, that is 7, is our denominator. So we got 14 and 1/7. Then let's have the second example. Divide 5/6 by 1 3/4. First step again is to rename the mixed number into an improper fraction before we will proceed to dividing the fractions. So 1 3/4, that becomes 7/4. How? Here 4 times 1 equals 4 plus 3 equals 7. So that's why we got 7/4. Okay, as shown also in these steps. Okay, that is 4 times 1 equals 1 plus 3 equals 7. Denominator is 4. Then proceed to the next step. Invert or get the reciprocal of the divisor. It is 4/7, then change the division sign to multiplication sign. And take note, our factors here are already 5, 6, and 4/7. Can we apply cross cancellation? Yes, I believe, because 4 and 6, the GCF is 2. This is they have common factors. The GCF is 2. We divide. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. And then 6 divided by 2 equals 3. Proceed to multiplication. 5. Here 5 times 2 equals 10. Then 3 times 7 equals 21. The answer here is 10/21. And yes, we are now on our third and final example. Divide 2 1/4 by 1 2/3. Both our dividend and our divisor are mixed numbers, right? But don't you worry, we will just begin with the same step. Rename the mixed number into an improper fraction. So rename 2 1/4. Change that to improper fraction, that becomes 9/4. And 1 2/3 is simply equal to 5/3. Then proceed to the next step. Change or invert the divisor. 5/3. So 5/3, that becomes 3/5. And then change division sign to multiplication sign. So we'll now proceed to multiplying our numerators and multiplying our denominators. 9 times 3, that is equal to 27. 4 times 5, that is equal to 20. So the result is 27/20. But we need that one to change into a mixed fraction, a mixed number. 27/20 is equal to 1 7/20. How? Because 27 divided by 20 equals 1 and the remainder is 7. So these are the steps. Generally, these are the steps in dividing fractions. Step 1. Which of the following considerations is applicable? Write the whole number as a fraction or rename mixed number to improper fraction. And proceed to the steps in dividing fraction, which is next is get the reciprocal of the divisor and then change the division sign to a multiplication sign. Cross cancel if you can. Multiply the numerators and then multiply the denominators. Take note, again and again. Express your answer in Lewis term.